Earlier this week, Rory McIlroy made the decision to resign from the PGA Tour's Policy Board. The American circuit is still in talks with the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. Although Rory McIlroy has never concealed his hate for LIV Golf, it looks that his time trying to stop the breakaway league's ascent is now over, as he has resigned from the PGA Tour Policy Board. It was officially announced on Tuesday that McIlroy had stepped down from his position as a player director on the policy board while the four-time major winner was attending the DP World Tour Championship in the Middle East. When speaking with the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia earlier that day about the tour's shock framework agreement, McIlroy omitted to reveal his decision to quit. Asking McIlroy if he was enjoying his position on the policy board in the midst of the ongoing negotiations with PIF was a telling question. In a direct reply, he said, "Not especially, no, not what I agreed to each time I stepped onto the board. However, during the past 2 years, there have been changes to the professional golf game. 5 months have passed since the shocking agreement between the tour and the Saudi fund was revealed, prompting the Northern Irishman to decide to resign from the board. After being the most outspoken about the launch of LIV Golf the year before, McIlroy has adopted a far more subdued tone when it comes to talking about business matters off the course during that period. The Open champion from 2014 was frequently heard criticizing the breakaway league and reaffirming his allegiance to the tour. Following the unexpected peace agreement, McIlroy did express his continued contempt for the Saudi-funded show. The 34-year-old made his opinions about the LIV setup evident once more while competing at the RBC Canadian Open in the days following the announcement of the framework agreement. "I still hate LIV," he claimed in Toronto earlier this summer. "Like, I hate LIV. Like, I hope it goes away. And I would fully expect that it does. And I think that's where the distinction here is. This is the PGA Tour, the DP World Tour and the PIF. Very different from LIV. All I've tried to do is protect what the PGA Tour is and what the PGA Tour stands for. And I think it will continue to do that. So, look, going forward I hope that there may be a team element and you're going to see, maybe me, maybe whoever else play in some sort of team golf. However, I don't think it will resemble LIV in the slightest, and I believe that's a good thing." After spending so much time in the story, McIlroy was clearly eager to step back from the spotlight after the framework agreement, as evidenced by his decision to forego press conferences at the US Open and Open Championship earlier this year. However, McIlroy did let his guard down a little bit during his thrilling victory at the Scottish Open, where he renewed his verbal sparring with the Saudi-funded league, in the midst of the 2 significant press conference snubs. "I would retire if LIV Golf was the last golf course on earth," he declared savagely. "That's how I feel about it." McIlroy's decision to leave the policy board was influenced in part by his upcoming business partnership with Tiger Woods, whose cutting-edge golf league, TGL, is scheduled to debut in January. Due in large part to its choice to include a team component in the competition, TGL has already been compared to the LIV setup. Not surprisingly, McIlroy dismissed any similarities right away. "I think TGL is meant to be complementary to professional golf. This is not meant to be disrespectful in any way," he stated. "The first thing Tiger and I said when Mike McCarley presented this idea to us was, if we are going to do this, we are going to have to partner. I don't want to spend this time discussing LIV, but you could argue that they have either not innovated enough to depart from traditional golf or have innovated too much to do so. This is so different from what we know golf to be, and they seem to be stuck in a sort of no man's land."